Barett, speaking, no.
All right, we'll do a 2-minute drill to save the audience here. So this will be quick.
Harry, Lloyd,
We have
Barett,
another panel at 8 a.m. on self-guided tours, so you can definitely come back tomorrow morning. But in terms of smart home, just a simple how-to on what a self-guided tour is that a home buyer prospect can schedule online on your website, or they can show up on person while they're driving through the community. They can scan a QR code, verify their identity. They'll get a one-time use code. They'll go into the home, all independent. It's exactly what they're looking for. They want self-service, they want convenience. Our product is available sun up till sundown, so they come a lot after work. The builder is notified when a tour is booked. From an entry standpoint, like with alarm.com, when we set a one-time use code for the visitor to go in, we also disarm the alarm. When they leave, we track their motion. We know where they are from a security and awareness standpoint. When they leave, we change the PIN code. We also rearm the door, and we'll then send the buyer like a post-tour survey. And all of that information is synced directly to the sales and marketing team. And so just some ROI benefits of self-guided tours and why we're one of the fastest growing categories in the home building space is that we increase showing hours. So our technology is deployed on thousands of spec homes. It reduces the time on market. We get 2 to 3 times more leads in the door by far because we have more coverage territory. Self-guided tours is available when the sales team's eating dinner. When they're not there, we have more coverage on the weekend. And definitely as the communities are starting to stack up with different types of spec homes, this allows a home builder or a sales marketing team to do more with less. And that's definitely the definition of our innovation that we brought to market.
And there's a bunch of people that don't like to talk to people.
Yeah, this is true. That's definitely a buyer persona. So 2 ways for a home shopper to tour is that they can drive through the community, and there's a ton of people driving through the communities today without self-guided tours. They would just drive through and turn around. But being able to instant access to tour on demand without that sales pressure gets more contracts, it creates more leads, it creates a more engaged home shopper for sure. Self-guided tours are starting to implement in every type of technology that exists in the digital marketing space. So just to give you an example, Zillow and Realtor.com are going to have a high-class sort of self-guided tour experience this year where you can book a tour in new construction. All right, the difference between 2 types of self-guided tours, as John calls them, dumb self-guided tours and smart self-guided tours. So the bare minimum to do self-guided tours is a door lock. We have to give a code to get the people in the house. And a lot of home builders start with self-guided tours this way, whether it's a Z-Wave lock, Wi-Fi lock, offline access codes. We get them in the door, they get that great experience, they can come back anytime with their family. It will get more contracts. What we see for the most engagement, I can't really see my board anymore, but from a smart self-tour standpoint, when it's integrated with actually everybody here on stage, the panel, alarm.com, it's professionally installed by Guardian or something like that. Okay, there we go, thanks.
Lovely Carol Merrill is helping.
Set it off, I don't know.
Anyways, self-guided tours are able to trigger all the smart home automation and take advantage of all the technology that's in the house. So to mimic sort of like a luxury hotel experience, like I'm at the W, so when I walk in, my name's on the thing, the lights come on, the sound boops. We can do that with self-guided tours. So as soon as we give them a code, we know when they're in the home, we know who they are, they identified themselves. We can trigger the AC, we can turn on the lights. And we also have some features that I'll show you on the next slide called pathfinding, which is a better example of it. So self-guided tours are starting to get implemented even during construction. It is a sales and marketing tool, but we have many of our high volume home builders starting to activate self-guided tours during construction so they can have their teams remove keys. They can go in, they can track their third-party trades going in and out. They can track their cleaners going in and out before the home's available for market. When the home is available for sales and marketing, that's what we created NterNow for. On post-sale, we're actually helping the closing coordinators now. We're seeing many of our high volume builders not have a lot of humans in the field, so even be able to do the closing letter automated into their buy now or reserve now system. Now self-guided tours is giving a code in the actual email so that they can drive to go move into their home. So sort of that last mile of the equation. So self-guided tours is really starting to integrate across the component here.
Barett, you're a really good sport. I do want to focus in on the smart tour versus, because you went through it so darn quickly, but you said builders who are using the smart technology throughout, so they come in and they're experiencing some basic home automation, they're getting a higher they're getting lift on the number of offers on their homes, right? And it only
Definitely.
makes sense, like when you go in a hotel room, like at the Tropicana when I was at IBS, and it's just a dark, moldy room that somebody sprinkled aftershave on the carpet. How do you feel about that? Well, I think it got torn down shortly there.
Sound goes, whoop.
Late hotel booking. But if you walk in and the TV's on and the lights are on and the HVAC's running and then there's music, and we can't cook chocolate chip cookies for people, but we could give them a lot of great experience. Why wouldn't they experience that in a much more positive way and be more interested in buying the home? It's just common sense real estate showing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a simple way in our platform as they go in, they're inside the home and they're leaving. They can submit an offer, talk to the salespeople. We definitely, some stats that I just sort of crunched for this thing is that 22% of our offers, we definitely saw a big increase in sort of our home builders that leverage their technology for some of these smart home automations during their tours. So it's definitely an aha moment or a wow experience for a home shopper. Builders compete against each other, but this is night and day difference besides resale. They can tour it on demand, they can come back anytime. They walk into like a luxury experience just going into seeing an empty house virtually sometimes where it's just it just has smart home products. The last thing I didn't touch on was rentals. So as more and more of our home building clientele, we work with about 150 plus home builders. More and more of them have rental divisions as well. So self-guided tours is very prevalent in the rental space. In NterNow, we also cover SFR and build to rent now as well. So for leasing and for when the resident's there, they can use the resident application as they move out. Then you reset the codes, then it's under maintenance, and you just keep the whole cycle going.
And they would get more rental offers if they had the smart home technology in there too, right? All right, we got to keep going, but we got to get Alan's quick take, and then Adria, you got to get up here, and we need to go fast on your stuff, okay? I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I totally mismanaged this panel. It was just
Too much fun.
too much fun. Adria, thank you for coming up. Alan, do you have any quick commentary on any of that stuff? What do you think about self-guided smart home tours versus dumb home tours?
Yeah, I would assume the home has to have, for a smart home tour, it needs to have Z-Wave, not Wi-Fi.
Both. It can work across all of them.
Because a lot of spec homes don't have Wi-Fi yet.
A lot of self-guided tour vendors, we bring in the Wi-Fi. We have LTE routers, different LTE Z-Wave hubs. So, they're sort of DIY or they're professionally installed by a vendor. So the idea is that, a lot of the self-guided tour is that we have to provide connectivity somehow, some way into these homes, even for spec homes. So we're definitely seeing a trend where people are having like lightly furnished specs where they're not investing as much in their model home technology, where they have different floor plans, because home shoppers definitely want to tour the homes that they're going to buy, and they definitely know the model process is quite a lot of sales pressure. So.